Welcome, my ladies. Welcome to this session about the heart chakra. Hi to everybody on the recording. Please let me know how you're doing in the comments while I go ahead and see who I can invite here to join me live. Okay. I see some of you are live already. Say hi to me, please, in the comments and let me know how you're doing today. I'm just coming back from the pool. It's the second day of summer here this year, which is quite shocking. Normally in Austria, we go to the lakes and swimming pools for the first time in May, and this summer is so weird. It's been so cold. So now we went for a few hours to the pool. That was really nice. Hi Annie, how are you doing today? Yeah, great, you made it. Beautiful. Okay, let's give everybody one more minute and then we will dive right in. For all those of you who haven't watched the sessions about the first, the second, and the third chakra yet, you can find them right here in our circle with the help of the search function. Just type in chakra and they'll pop up for you. You're doing great. I love hearing that, Annie. Hi, Nicole. How are you today? Good. So let's dive right in with a quick overview of the chakra system for those of you who haven't watched the other episodes yet. So our chakra system consists of 7 main chakras, which are energy centers located along the spine, let's say. And they're really amazing to work with because we can work with them on the physical, on the mental, and on the emotional plane. And when we do that, that in turn activates the soul level of our being. So on the physical level, the chakras correspond to a specific place in the body, right? And on the mental level, we can focus on them by working with the color that we associate with that chakra and visualizing that color. Also visualizing a wheel of that color in that place in our body that is turning. So we have a focus for the mind here. And then on an emotional level, we can feel into the problems that we are experiencing that are associated with that chakra. So anything emotional that's going on, any feelings that are related to that chakra, that's also a wonderful way of working with them. So they are an amazing way to work on our stuff holistically, addressing all the levels of our being, which obviously really is the only way to heal whatever we are working on. Because all of our problems are always present on all of our levels, body, mind, heart, and soul. So this is also where we need to address them. And yeah, and working with the chakras, our aim is always to balance them, because whenever our chakras are overactive or underactive, that's what causes us problems. So when our chakras are overactive, the energy turns too fast. There's too much energy there and too much turbulence as well. And when they are underactive, there's not enough energy in that energy center and the energy is not moving fast enough. And most people in our Western modern societies have an overactive first and second chakra, and sometimes also third. And the other 4 to 5 are, in most people, rather inactive. They're like unused potential. But then, of course, there are also people like me, and also maybe you, if you are here, who have very active higher chakras and not so active lower chakras, which means that we need a lot of grounding so we can, really stay connected to the earthly plane of things, because we have 3 higher chakras that link us to our soul level existence, our existence as spirit, and 3 lower chakras that link us here to our existence as incarnated beings. And then we have the one right at the middle, which is the heart chakra, which is where they connect. And that's what we're going to talk about today. And our goal is, with working with the chakras, to activate all of them evenly so that the energy can flow freely and flow from the lowest up to the highest and give us access to higher consciousness, while we remain at the same time grounded here in our bodies. That's why we need to start with the lower chakras, that we actually grow roots first before we grow wings. I hope this makes sense. Let me know if you have questions. Hi Charlotte, how are you doing? Any questions coming up? Just pop them into the comments. So the 4th chakra is the heart chakra, and it's called Anahata chakra in Sanskrit. And this chakra is located in the center of the chest, and the colors associated with it are green and pink. It seems to be different for everybody. So traditionally, when you look at the yogic texts, the color is green, but I see pink. I also see pink when I focus on other people's chakras. I also know that many of my clients also see pink. So it seems to be valid that there's just two colors, and some people also see both colors. And for me, that's funny because it makes sense, because the symbol that I associate with my own heart space is a pink rose, and it has green leaves. So that's what I like doing as well. Each of the chakras has a specific symbol for me, and the heart is a flower. And it's not really important what color it has. You can just choose which color you like best to visualize it, or feel into what color comes up for you as you focus on your heart. And the heart chakra is all about feeling and our capacity to lovingly connect to ourselves and others. It's about feeling positive emotions as well as uncomfortable emotions, and our ability to fully process whatever feelings come up. And it's about cultivating self-love and self-compassion, as well as love and compassion for others. Obviously, we all want and need relationships in our lives. Nourishing, loving, supportive, expansive relationships. And the key to experiencing them is by first finding love, kindness, and compassion for ourselves. And then this can flow out into our relationships with others, and they are going to mirror the love that we have for ourselves. And for me, the heart chakra is so special among all the chakras because of what I mentioned before, because it connects our incarnated self to our eternal self as spirit. Because the first 3 chakras, are like at the base of the spine, then at the yoni, and then at the navel. They link us to Mother Earth, and the upper ones, the throat chakra, the third eye, and the crown chakra, they link us to Father Sky. And the heart is where it all connects, and that's why our emotions are the key to link our bodies to our spirit. And the problem is just that all of our hearts have taken heavy hits in the course of our lifetime. Whenever we are hurt and we can't process those feelings at that time, it leaves marks and wounds in our heart and influences our heart chakra's energy. And we can react differently to those heart wounds. And depending on how we react, our heart chakra becomes underactive or overactive with time. We might also have a natural tendency for the either or the other way. And obviously, both are not good. We want it to be well balanced, and we're going to go over how to do that today, to balance our heart chakra. Let me see if there's any questions so far. Hi Eilish, how are you doing? Charlotte, you're saying you're doing fine and your heart is just starting to trust you and talk to me. So you're happy, happy, happy. Okay, good. I love hearing that. Yes, I mean, you've just started the transformation, and this is what we focus on. The first 3 weeks are really about working with the heart quite a lot. First with the mind, to calm the mind, and then learning to really live from the heart, because ultimately that's what we really want to get to. Because when we live in the mind so much, then, well, you all know what that feels like. Not so nice. But obviously when we first enter our heart space more consciously, then there's often stuff that we need to process. Just like you're saying, for example, that our heart is not that open, and all kinds of different things. Hi, Erica. How are you doing today? Okay, so if there's no question so far, let's have a look at what an underactive and overactive heart chakra look and feel like. And not all of the following descriptions have to be true for you. Even if just one rings true, then you can already know which one is true for you, okay? So if your heart chakra is underactive, you might find it really difficult to let go of the past or forgive past hurts from others, or to forgive yourself for things that you did in the past. You might find you want to withdraw from people a lot. You might be cynical or bitter about life. You might be intolerant. You might lack joy or love in your life. You might feel numb, not feel much at all. And you might not have many close relationships. So who recognizes themselves here? Even just one of them can be true for you. Melissa, you're asking, is it best to start at the root and balance the lower 3 and then move up? Yes, exactly, Melissa. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that later on. Hi, Sarah. Nice that you're here as well. Okay, so if you feel that you have an underactive heart chakra, there are several things that you can do. The first thing would be to let any excess energy from your navel chakra flow upwards into your heart space. Because like we said before, our goal is that the energy rises from the lowest chakra upwards to the highest. So when we find that one chakra is very underactive, then it's always good to work with the lower chakras to bring more energy upwards. So that will be the first step. Let any excess energy from your navel chakra or even from below, from the root or the sacral chakra, flow upwards into your heart space. And as a next step, a heart opening practice is key if you have an underactive heart chakra. So this can be a meditation where you visualize your heart opening. That's why I love using the image of a flower, because it can first be a bud and then it's just, opening. Or this could also be an asana practice that focuses on chest opening postures. For example, camel pose is an amazing one. And many of you have my practice out of the mind into the heart, which could also be really helpful for you if you have an underactive heart chakra. And many of you are also transformation members, and there the whole focus of the first 3 weeks is all about heart opening and healing and self-love, because a healed heart is just the foundation for a life that feels good, right? And then as a next step, you might be ready for deeper healing practices like guided shamanic journeys, where you revisit your biggest traumas in a safe setting to process. My transformation members, we are going to do this together as part of the chakra healing series. You can also book my shamanic therapy and healing package, where we spend 3 one-on-one sessions together, and I custom tailor the sessions to what you need. Little disclaimer, I don't often have spots, to be really honest, but I'm sure that if you need this, if it's the right moment, then it will be synchronistic and I will have a spot. Now, after that, going deeper, that healing process, healing your relationships and creating new loving relationships would be a fourth step, which will feel a lot better, a lot easier by then. Good. Before we dive into what an overactive heart chakra looks like, let me check your comments. Sarah, you're saying this was me in the past. Eilish, you're saying yes, me. A bit of that is true for me, says Charlotte. I think that I'm very good at taking care of old wounds, forgiving old things and myself, just that there are still new things to be found, taken care of and forgiven. Yeah, it's like the layers of an onion. I feel you, Charlotte. But these next 3 weeks in the transformation are really going to be gold for you, because you're going to be led through all of this gently. Loving kindness meditation, heart coherence meditations. That sounds also very good, Melissa. Good. So if your heart center is overactive, on the other hand, it might look like this. You might be very hard on yourself all the time. You might be trying to please other people a lot. Jealousy might be a big issue in your life. You might be possessive. You might be needy in relationships, and you might be hypersensitive. And you might feel deeply hurt by others easily. And you might have very intense and dramatic relationships. Now that used to be me by the book. I was never very jealous or possessive, but all of the other ones, very needy either. But definitely the dramatic relationships, feeling deeply hurt very easily, feeling criticized really quickly, and wanting to please other people, feeling guilty about stuff, and being very hard on myself. That used to be me, and sometimes it's still coming up. Had a big cry this morning in my lover's arms, which was really good, because there were old things coming up for me, stuff I felt guilty about that was somehow mixing with the present, which was interesting. So obviously I've done a lot of healing work around this, but like we said, Charlotte, layers of an onion, right? So who else recognizes themselves here? Yeah, so Charlotte, you're saying you do withdraw and distrust. So the thing is, if you recognize yourself in both of them, overactive and underactive, it might be that that it definitely shows you that there's an imbalance, and it might change. Sometimes this imbalance might show itself in the way that one day it's it doesn't normally change from day to day. It can, of course, but it's more like you have a phase where it's underactive, then it switches to overactive, but you never somehow really find the balance. So this is quite common. Like, this is not a type of person. This is something that changes as well. Nicole, yes, feeling deeply hurt, explosive relationships, and super sensitive. Well, yeah, there you go. Sarah says you can relate as well. Okay, so let's talk about what we can do. So if this is you, learning how to clear and protect your personal energetic space is key, okay? For all those of you who are in the transformation, this is week 3. The big focus is on learning how to, how to first experience where your energetic space actually really is, and then how to clear it so that you don't get so overwhelmed by others, so that you have like a space to breathe, which is really, really helpful. And like, this is also something that I teach regularly here in the Bigger Circle, because it's really key for many, many of us who are aspiring healers or healers. This is something that is very important for us to learn. So I could definitely teach that again soon in the circle as well. And another really important thing, if you have an overactive heart chakra, is inner child healing. Often when our heart chakra is overactive, part of us is stuck in child mode, and we need to nurture that child so that we can be centered in ourselves and enter into loving relationships as adults. I have a whole inner child healing series on offer for those of you who need this. So let me know and I'll send you the link. In the transformation, I teach you how you can work yourself with your inner child, which is great. And the inner child series is a guided practice. So you can really also, completely let go and work on very specific themes, like money. If it's hard for you to receive money, that always goes back to inner child wounds, or like not knowing what your purpose is, or what else do we cover there? Of course, like blocks to self-love. And then there's another session about feeling rejected as who you are. So that's all about self-acceptance, and the list goes on. So if you need this one, let me know and I'll send you the link. And then, of course, after all that healing for yourself, if you have an overactive heart chakra, then it's time to address your relationships, which obviously you can do in many ways. On shamanic journeys, there's soul retrieval and extraction that often needs to happen between two people for things to shift, or cord cutting might also be needed, where you sever toxic energetic ties. You could also do family constellations, which is something that I love, specifically or especially when it's done by somebody who has also studied shamanism, so that they can help you with soul retrievals and extractions at the same time as need be. Good. Let me know if you have any questions, lovelies. Melissa, you're saying if you can get from the mind into the heart, the meditation. So I always offer this as a free gift before I do my 5-day challenge for aspiring healers. So if you missed the last round of that, Melissa, the next one is coming up soon, but you can already sign up for it actually, so you get access to the meditation. So let me know, send me a PM and I'll send you the link so you can already sign up for it. Then you have the meditation right there. Good. So whether your heart chakra is over or underactive, bringing it into balance will help you to open to love and gentleness and kindness and compassion for others from a basis of self-love. And when your heart chakra is balanced, you feel lovable and loved, and just as who you are, and you're loving towards everyone else, and you feel centered in yourself. Loving yourself. Yeah, and then it's just easy to draw the right people and the right relationships into your life. So who feels like working on the heart chakra is key for you at this point in your life? I definitely find that the heart chakra is so easy to get out of balance. So I love working on it quite a lot, including it in my daily practice in different ways, because it's like I said, it's the chakra that links our earthly existence with our spiritual self. So it's just normal that it's the one that is in the middle of things. So it's the hardest one to stay in balance, especially for us sensitive people. So we definitely must never lose focus on working on it. Nicole, you're saying yes, you too. And Alish, you're saying yes. Well, you're both in the transformation. So this is exactly what you're going to do over the first 3 weeks. Charlotte, you too, absolutely. Good, so here's a general practice that you can use whether your heart chakra is overactive or inactive, or rather inactive, of course it isn't, otherwise you'd be dead, but I mean underactive. So as you do your yoga practice, it doesn't matter whether it's an asana practice or a pranayama practice or a meditation practice, just focus on your heart and see a ball of pink or green light there, whatever feels true for you. And you want to make sure that, this ball of light, or this wheel of light that is turning, it's not turning too fast, but it's also not turning too slow, just, at a pace that feels comfortable. And it's not glowing too brightly, but the light is also not dim. It's just very balanced. And what that looks like and feels like is different for everybody. So just feel into that. And it's a very nice meditation where you have a clear mental focus. You just breathe and you imagine and you feel your heart as you either you can just sit like that and do this simple practice, or you can also do it while you move, while you're doing your asana practice, or while you're doing your breathing practice. And like I said, in the transformation, we work a lot with the heart space throughout everything, in the apprenticeship as well, with the flower of the heart. Yeah, so what I wanted to talk about as well is what Melissa mentioned before. The best way to start working with your chakras is to start with the first chakra, if you haven't done that yet, the root chakra, and then work your way up, letting your energy rise chakra by chakra. And that's what we're doing together inside the transformation throughout 2020, focusing on one chakra at a time, going from the practical aspects and implementing change to short and sweet daily practices for each chakra, all the way to deep healing ceremonies. Because the thing is that the key to change is a combination of several things. So first you need the awareness of the core issue, which I hope that this session gave you. But then you also need deep healing to address that core issue. And then you need a daily practice to advance that healing process further and integrate it into your daily life to actually see tangible results. And that's when you start to automatically abandon self-sabotaging beliefs and habits and exchange them for loving beliefs and habits. And it's those that you will see reflected in your life as more love for yourself and more love in your life. If you want support on this journey and make it a lot easier and so much more fun, and have everything you need in one place, the daily practices, the healing practices, the accountability, the opportunity to share and ask questions, then join us in the transformation if you haven't yet. And the Chakra Healing Series is really just the cherry on the top in the transformation. It's a 3-month program and a complete upgrade for body, mind, heart, and soul. And the big highlight, which is why most women join, is that I teach you shamanic journeying, humanity's oldest and most powerful healing practice, and you can learn it in just 3 months, all while pampering yourself with beautiful practices, meditations, yoga workouts, breathing practices, and shamanic journeys. And that will really enable you to access yourself at the deepest level so that you can heal body, mind, heart, and soul, so that you can own your unique gifts. It means that you will get really crystal clear on your calling, be able to step into it and master manifestation. And yeah, I will really guide you deep within, step by step, so that you can face your fears and transform with grace and with ease, healing on the deepest level to experience more joy and fulfillment on all levels, physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and as a result, obviously also financially. It's really all about becoming a clear channel for spirit and mastering your life and just loving who you are. Good. Any questions so far? If you want to check out the transformation, I'm going to just pop the link into the comments for you. Here you go. It's designed to fit into every schedule. The practices are powerful but short, and the daily ones are just as short as like 10 minutes, so that you can really see amazing progress in a little amount of time, as little as 2 hours per week. And you get all the recordings of the session that we do, so you can do them whenever it's convenient for you. And it's just so good to have a safe, high vibe space to be online, where we can share about our fears and our hopes and really be in this together, growing together and emerging bigger and brighter from this very intense year together. And because I know that many of you need this so much right now, but finances are not great for some, I'm really happy to offer you an easy peasy 6 months payment plan at the moment, but it will go away at the end of June. I've had this since the start of Corona already, but it's not great for me, to be honest. So I'm going to switch back from July onwards. So it's available for another 4 days. And this is also a great moment to start right now, because 14 of you have just started last week. So you will be able to do it together with other amazing women and receive so much support and inspiration and love from that. I mean, real sisterhood is one of the most healing things that there is. And of course, you can also schedule a chat with me so we can get to know each other better. You can ask the questions about the transformation and see if it's right for you or not. So just send me a PM and I'll send you the link to schedule it. Good, now we have a little bit of time left, so I'm really happy to stay online and see if you have any questions about this session or the transformation. So hit me. Ah, Nicole, you're saying you're loving the transformation. The yoga, the meditations have been great. It's been great to be on the receiving end. Yes, I mean, so many of us, we're such givers. We're so used to overgive, which is also something that comes from an overactive heart chakra. So it's just really good to lean back and learn how to receive, which is what this is all about. Just opening up to receiving more of the great things that life has to offer. Okay, staying on 2 more minutes to see if you have questions. Good, nothing coming up so far. Everybody on the recording, feel free to ask questions in the comments. I'm happy to get back to you there. Thank you everybody for joining me here. I hope you got amazing insights on how to balance your heart chakra and will implement them right away. Please don't just consume this, but yeah, look into where you're at and what you need and then give that to yourself because you deserve it. So I'll see you again right here at the same time next week, Saturdays, 5 p.m. CET. And I can't wait to welcome some of you into the transformation over the next few days. And those of you who are already in the transformation, I will see you later for our sharing session on Zoom. Lots and lots of love to everybody. Bye-bye.